Thank you for joining us for College Commons Week as we explore the next steps in the college admissions process. My name is Janine Coutu and I am with the College Foundation of West Virginia. We are extremely excited to host our second annual College Commons Week event, an opportunity that allows us to work together with college campuses to help students navigate the college-going process. This evening, we are pleased to announce that a representative from Bluefield State College has joined us for this webinar series. Joining us from Bluefield State College is Dr. Anthony Underwood, who is the Chief Enrollment Officer at Bluefield State College. Thank you for joining CFWB for this new statewide initiative. Through this initiative, we aim to help West Virginia students and families prepare for and transition to college. As I get ready to turn this presentation over to our presenter, I ask that you use the chat box to ask any questions you have throughout our time together this evening. Staff will address those questions and ensure that they are answered before we conclude today's webinar. This webinar is being recorded and will be made available on cfwb.com later this week. With that said, Dr. Underwood, welcome. And now I turn this webinar over to you.
Thank you very much. And we, Bluefield State College, would like to thank Ms. Coutu and the College Foundation of West Virginia for this opportunity to speak to students across the state this afternoon. We are going to be talking about the admissions, academic, and scholarship opportunities here at Bluefield State College, as well as opportunities to live on campus and to be involved in campus life. This is a picture of part of the main part of the downtown campus location where we have held that your success really is our story. We are very student-centered, and with a student to instructor or professor ratio of 13:1, we very much put our money where our mouth is, so to speak, and focus on student success, on making sure that we support students in and out of the classroom so that they can concentrate on achieving their professional goals. This is my contact information, and feel free to pause if you're looking at this on playback, feel free to pause and either write that down or take a picture with your phone. Feel free to contact me directly if you have any questions about admissions, financial aid, scholarships, or really anything about the college. Okay, so here is a list of our academic programs. We are in a very much in a phase of expansion. So we actually have more programs on the way, very much cutting edge programs to join these other very advanced programs. And we'll be serving a much broader swath of the students in the area and in West Virginia and farther beyond. Let's take a quick look. We do offer our programs organized into 4 schools. First, we have the W. Paul Cole Jr. School of Business, and this offers a lot of traditional programs such as accountancy and leadership and business administration. And you can see under business administration, we offer a number of concentrations that really allow you to tailor your career in a more specific way if you so choose. So we have concentrations under business administration for accounting, entrepreneurship, management, marketing, and sports management. We also have recently added a bachelor's degree in health service management. So if you want to be involved in the healthcare field, but you don't want to be involved in actual direct medical care, this is a way for you to do so. We also offer the Regent Bachelor of Arts for adult students seeking to complete a degree based on their experience and other credits they may have. In the School of Education, Social Sciences, and Humanities, we have a number of degrees that prepare you for public service in one fashion or another. So we do have a 4-year program in criminal justice, and that can not only be what you typically think about as criminal justice, so law enforcement, corrections, forensics investigation, but many people who have this degree also work in child protective services or other public service roles. We do offer degrees in elementary education and middle school education. Many of our graduates go on to serve throughout the region and become award-winning teachers. We do offer degrees in humanities and social science, which can be used as excellent prep programs for folks looking to go into law, history, political science, psychology, or sociology. We have wonderful graduates from that program who end up either working in the law from a legal lawyer perspective, or for those who simply want to focus on government service or nonprofit administration. So lots of people go through that process to achieve those particular careers. We also have the School of Science, Technology, Engineering, and Math, often abbreviated as the School of STEM. And here we have programs that will prepare you for a career in medicine. But we also have highly technical fields such as civil engineering, electrical and mechanical engineering, and of course, computer science. We also have a great program in engineering management, and often students will double major so that not only are they prepared to handle the technical side of an engineering degree and engineering career, they can be leaders and management folk as well. That's an excellent program with lots of high-tech equipment and opportunities, lots of hands-on, and you'll see later they also build world champion robots, but we'll talk about that later. We also have the School of Nursing and Allied Health, and that is just a series of elite programs in really a challenging but very satisfying field. And great professors who've had tons of real world experience. We also have, and as you can see, we offer both various nursing degrees, but also radiologic technology and imaging science. So we have laboratories that even before you get out into your clinicals, out into hospitals and other medical service providers, we have high-tech patient simulators. These are real world, these are not like graphics on a computer screen. These are real simulated hospital rooms with these robots that can be programmed to act like patients, where you have to examine them and figure out physically examine them and figure out what is wrong and how to treat them. It is a wonderful prep process to get you ready for actually being in a hospital or medical services organization. So those are our academic programs at the moment. We have been around for 126 years, and so we have thousands and thousands of alumni all through, not just throughout the United States, but throughout the world, who are currently serving as doctors and nurses and business leaders and community leaders and law enforcement officials and lawyers and engineers and computer innovators. So many different ways that our alumni have impacted their community and our world. So what makes us unique? As you can see, if you're not familiar with Bluefield State, you can see where we're located. We are located, we're one of the southernmost cities in West Virginia. In fact, we're right on the border with Virginia. We're located in Bluefield, West Virginia, and our sister city is just across the border in Bluefield, Virginia. So we have quick access to interstates and lots of recreational facilities. We are very much an outdoor adventure area. We have ski resorts and whitewater rafting and ATV trails and hiking and rock climbing, all in our immediate vicinity, very easy to get to. And in fact, our organizations here on campus arrange trips for students often to take part in those types of activities. As I mentioned earlier, we're 126 years old. We have a proud Appalachian tradition of success. We really transform people's lives here, and we have not only the dedication of faculty and staff, but we have exceptionally qualified and professional faculty and staff who really understand how to transform your understanding of your chosen profession. We do have a 13-to-1 student to instructor ratio, which means you have small classes and personal attention, with every single one of our classes taught by faculty, no teaching assistants, all faculty. We've recently been ranked in the top 15 among higher education institutions in the Southern United States. So it's always good to be recognized for your effort and your quality. And we have 100% placement rates for our nursing and radiological technology and imaging science programs, as I mentioned before, which are supported by some really high-tech simulators. We do have world championship robotics teams, and that's largely led by our engineering and computer science instructors and students. And they compete with much larger institutions across the world, and have come out on top, and we're extremely proud of them. We also have many national and regional award winners in business planning programs and teacher education planning sessions, and many other of our majors constantly compete and come out on top. And we're very proud of our students and our faculty when they move forward and perform so well amongst other colleges and institutions. We have a small town feel here in Bluefield, very much a family field. We do like to think that we're a family here at Bluefield State. And you're very close, if you're not familiar with us, to major highways, and it's just a quick day trip to many of the major cities and cultural centers throughout the South and Mid-Atlantic. This is a picture of our campus map, and our campus is expanding, so there are actually some extra areas that we'll talk about in a minute. But it's a great time to become a Big Blue. That's our mascot. We actually are beginning 11 new sports this fall, including football, which we've not had since 1980. And so we are really proud to bring that program back, led by Coach Anthony Coaxum, who is a former member of the coaching staff of the Denver Broncos during one of their Super Bowl runs. And he's also a graduate of the United States Military Academy, so he's hyper-focused on student success. We've instituted a brand new marching band coming this fall. We have brand new programs for paid internships. We are opening multiple campus residence halls for the first time in nearly 6 decades this year, with some opening this fall. And of course, we have a new dedicated medical arts education center. Oh, it says Cantor, sorry for the typo. Center to open this very fall. So here, living on campus, we have newly renovated medical arts education center residence hall, newly renovated honors cottage colleges. Reverse that. Honors college cottages. Say that 3 times fast. Brand new Heritage Village is opening up in spring 2022, and you can see the prices for our single rooms are $3,600 per semester or $72 per year, and our double room is $2,300 per semester or $4,600 per year. This is a picture of some of our newly renovated dorm rooms at the Medical Arts Education Center, so you can have a quick look there at what they look like. So let's talk about how to apply, how to be admitted, and the affordability of the college, all of which we're very proud of. The first thing you have to do is go on to our website at bluefieldState.edu/apply. We do not charge an application fee to apply to Bluefield State. So if we have a program that you have an interest in, there's nothing holding you back from exploring what we can offer you. It doesn't cost a dime to apply and find out. We do require official original documents to be sent to the college. We ask for your high school transcripts if you have graduated within 5 years of applying to Bluefield State. We do typically require an ACT or an SAT score, but not this year. Like most colleges in West Virginia, we've been given permission by the governor to waive that requirement for this year, and our college has decided to do so with all of the challenges in taking those tests in a quarantine or pandemic type of situation. So we do not require them. They can help us give you a scholarship, but we don't require them for scholarship or admission, but they can help. And we do require a minimum high school GPA of 2.0 right now. For financial aid, as always, we ask you to complete your FAFSA, to not wait. If you're planning to come to college this fall or this summer, we ask that really, you should already have that done. If you don't, there's still time, but we really think you should be have started that process already. So if you haven't done so, do so as soon as possible. That's also a free process. And like I said, we are affordable. For fall 2020, our in-state rate was $3,792 per semester, and we do have an extensive scholarship program, more than one. So let's take a look at that. So the college offers academic scholarships, essentially starting at a 3.0 high school or transfer GPA. We, again, a 20 on the ACT or a 1030 on the SAT will also help you with scholarship. But even if you don't, for this year only, if you don't have one of those scores and you can't take a test in time because of the issues with the pandemic, that will not hurt your scholarship chances. You will still receive scholarship if you have at least a 3.0 GPA. We do have what we call foundation and leadership scholarships, and that does have a separate application process. The academic scholarships, all you have to do is be accepted. And if we have your transcripts and you've been accepted, if you qualify for scholarship, you'll get that scholarship without having to do anything else. However, if you want additional scholarship, if you're interested in that, and I hope you are, you can look at our foundation and leadership scholarships, which have many different criteria. They've been donated from funds donated by alumni and friends of the college and community organizations and companies in the area. And each one has its own set of criteria, but instead of making you fill out 80 different scholarship applications for those, you just fill out one. And then we take the information from that application and from your transcripts and other documents, and that lets us decide what scholarships amongst all the scholarships we have you qualify for. And that would be in addition to the academic scholarships. We also have the McGee scholarships funded by the McGee Foundation out of Charleston. And that is a public service scholarship. So if you have a history of volunteering in the community you want to continue to do that, those scholarships are fairly lucrative. They can be up to $5,000 each. So strongly recommend that you look at that as well. And you can look at all of that at our scholarship website, which is just bluefieldState.edu/scholarships. We also offer athletic scholarships, and we'll talk a little bit more about athletics in just a second. We are a Division II NCAA school, and with 20 programs now. So there's lots of opportunity to participate. We also, of course, accept the Promise Scholarship, and we have the Blue and Gold Plan. If you qualify for a full Pell Grant and you're an in-state student, we will work with you to cover the rest of your tuition charge, so that you would have a free it's our free tuition program. If you're fully Pell eligible, we'll make sure that your tuition is covered and in state. So let's talk about our athletics, and you can actually see our brand new sports logo there in the upper right. That's Big Blue. He's a Great Dane. We actually have our real live Great Dane, who is our mascot. You'll see him on the sidelines of football games this year and other places. And if you're lucky, you might even get to pet him. So we have, as you can see, we have a great deal of both men and women's programs. You can see Renelle Crenshaw there, who was a senior this past year studying pre-med, and she has played volleyball for us. And she's got a great quote. And she feels that we're a standout school simply because every faculty member makes you feel welcome. And that's a highly valuable resource to have, a faculty who deeply cares about the success and of our students and making them feel like they belong. Here are some really important contacts for various things: how to apply, the scholarship website, where to apply for financial aid. We have a great interactive virtual tour with lots of short videos that can explain all sorts of things to you. You can schedule a visit with us. We are accepting on-campus visits. We do observe social distancing, so we ask that the tour groups be no larger than 5 people. We do have mask requirements and things of that nature, at least for now, until things get better, hopefully later on this fall. We absolutely are giving on-campus tours in addition to the virtual tour. And in fact, most of our classes, both this past semester and looking forward to the fall, have been in person. So that we certainly do have online classes. We have online majors, but if you're someone who feels that they learn better in person, we're going to have lots of options for you. If you are looking at an athletic participation, you can contact a coach at our athletic website, gobstate.com. Just click Recruit Me and fill that out, and they'll get back to you. And then if you want to contact the admissions or financial aid office, we have our emails right there, and we will answer those very quickly and get right back to you. So I'll leave that up just for a few seconds if you want to pause it or take a picture of it or make sure that you have all of those contacts in your phone. Okay, so that's our basic information that we always share with prospective new students. So if there are any questions that I can answer, I'd be happy to do so.
Right, so I'm not seeing any questions in the chat, but I'm going to go ahead and share some questions that students have shared with us throughout these sessions today. And the first one being, are students required to attend new student orientation, and what will that look like at your institution?
Yes, they are, but at the moment, our orientation is completely online, so they can do it from the comfort of their home. We are going to reassess in July and see if there is an opportunity to have an in-person orientation. But until then, our orientation is both mandatory and online on demand. So we feel that orientation is extremely important and the information is very important. So you are required to complete orientation before you can register for class. But again, it's online, it's self-paced, it's on demand. So it's very accessible.
Great, thank you. And another question that we had is, I know you just said that you're required to complete orientation before you can register for classes. Once they register for classes, are they able to add or drop any classes or adjust their schedule if they feel?
After orientation, they'll be connected to our scheduling office. And that's under the Dean of Students office here at Bluefield State. And they'll be counseled over the phone. They're welcome to come in, but many students, once they finish their orientation from wherever they happen to be, want to hurry up and register to capture the schedule that they really want, both times and classes. So many will just call in and take care of that at an appointed time. After they do that, we do what we call, essentially, it's a type of block scheduling. So depending on your major and your placement information and other roles you may have as a student, we have several standard schedules to give you. So if you want to remain on course to graduate in 4 years, we strongly encourage you to leave your schedule alone, especially if you're a freshman. So technically, you can work with your advisor to alter things, but it's really against advice. And we actually are coming up this fall on a system that between the state and ourselves, that if students are taking classes that are outside of their major, they may find that those classes are not going to be covered by financial aid. So it's extremely important to listen to your advisor, to take the courses you need to take, and to make sure that you graduate on time and that your courses are covered by financial aid.
Great, thank you so much for that information. Another question that's always dear to students' hearts is, what about parking on campus? What does that look like?
Right now, students are welcome to park on campus, and there is currently not a parking fee assessed on campus. At the newly renovated dorms at our Medical Arts Education Center, to be blunt, there's probably more parking than you could possibly ever want. So it's tons and tons of parking, especially for residents. There will be no problem there. And we actually have a pretty good collection of parking spaces on campus as well. So that shouldn't be a problem. And really, for those folks who are living at the Medical Arts Education Center residence hall, There's going to be regular shuttle bus. It's only 0.8 of a mile from the other part of campus, so it's an easy. If you don't even want to worry about that, you just hop on the shuttle and come on over, and it'll take you back when you're done with class.
Great, thank you so much. And another question that we have is, what services are available for first-year students?
Yeah, we have extensive support services in our Academic Success Center, and that's everything from tutoring to helping with writing to and tutoring, whether it's in person or self-paced. You can, if you're working late at night and you need some help, there are some self-service type tutoring that you can reach out to. So there's that. We also have a counseling center, so that if someone is having a problem that is a non-academic problem, they can receive some professional assistance there. We also now have a couple of different options for emergency funding. So if a student gets a flat tire, or their car breaks down, or they have an unexpected medical bill, there may be an opportunity for the college to help them out with that, to make sure that something that is outside the college and non-academic doesn't derail them at all. And we also do things like we help with food banks in town, and we contribute to them so our students can have access to that. We have all sorts of opportunities for students to be assisted, and between the Dean of Students Office and the Academic Success Center and the Financial Aid Office, where a lot of the emergency funding is connected to, we can certainly support students as they move forward.
Great, definitely a lot of great resources for students at your institution. And then I think another question that we have today is, are there any deposits or fees that students need to pay before they arrive to campus?
For housing, there are some, and the student who applies for that will get a message detailing that. But it's essentially the total is I believe $200, and with a $50 deposit due at the initial application. It's a $50 part. It's part of the $200. And if a student wishes to have a room in a timely fashion, they have to have all that paid by June 1st. If they apply after June 1st, then they have to pay the full $200 deposit for a room. But for tuition, they simply need to pay or have things taken care of as far as through financial aid or scholarships or personal payment before the first day of class.
Thank you. And with that, are first-year students required to live on campus? Is there any residential requirement in that?
Not at the moment. We right now we're projecting that our dorms will be full without that. We may discuss that in the future, but at the moment, no.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And I think one of the last questions we have is, I know we talked about all of the great academic services, but what else can students do on your campus to be involved outside
Sure,
of the
we have
classroom?
a number of different ways to do that: volunteer organizations, academic organizations. We have groups that do, like for example, if you are in one of the science programs, then there are field research opportunities and summer research opportunities. I spoke about the robotics World Championship robotics team, so there are things like that. There is, of course, the student government, which is a great leadership organization. And we're actually planning to revive some Greek social organizations on campus, so there will be that opportunity in the future. And of course, anytime a student thinks that there's not a particular club or organization that they want to be a member of, they're welcome to start their own, and we'll help them do that. So there's lots of ways to volunteer, to give back, to have fun on campus, and really with the hopefully the pandemic winding down over the next several months, we will be able to get back to having a lot more opportunity on campus for that, so that where we can get together and be with each other safely. So we're looking forward to coming back to all of those types of social opportunities that you often see on campuses. We're really excited about that.
Great. And finally, a question that I've received a lot today specifically are, does your institution offer federal work study or student employment
Yes, both.
positions?
We offer both. And like a lot of institutions, if you choose to do that and really get involved with college offices through employment, that can be an incredible resume builder. We've had some fantastic student workers just in my time here. It's a really good opportunity if a student decides they want to do that.
Great. I don't think I have any more questions for you. Is there anything you would like to add before we close?
Just, one of the great things about a smaller institution like us is that you can talk to the people who get to make decisions directly to them. If you email me, you'll get an email back. If you call the admissions office, then your personal admissions counselor will get right back to you. It's one of the great things about a college of our size. You really do get personal attention, and we really do care if you're successful. So if that's something that's important to you, if that's the type of atmosphere you're looking for, Bluefield State very much is going to be the institution that you should research.
Great. Well, we would like to thank Bluefield State for joining the College Foundation of West Virginia during College Commons Week. Please be sure to reach out to Dr. Underwood with any questions you may have or any of those contacts that he provided throughout his presentation. And thank you to those who have joined us to participate in this webinar series. If we can be of further assistance, please reach out to us at cfwv.com. Thank you, everyone, and have a great evening.
Thank you for having us.